Hello. Yeah, great. Good. Got that. Better get on to my slides. Well, you've seen that one already. Anyway, so I feel like a bit of an imposter up here because, appearing on a panel about agencies, we certainly never wanted to be an agency made by many. We didn't sit around and go, "Ooh, let's make an agency and then launch one." But people put you in a bucket. They want to understand you in some way, and it's easy for them to understand you in the context of being an agency. But I have to say, it's like lots of people here apparently don't want to be in agencies anymore either. It's quite a big bucket. It's such a big bucket, I wonder if it's utterly meaningless. You've got ad agencies, marketing agencies, new media agencies, digital agencies, social media agencies, recruitment agencies, secret fucking agencies. I don't know. I think it's pretty meaningless. I think it's nostalgic, and I'm not sure it really means anything. So we came very much into that space to disrupt it and to not be an agency. And I'd like to start by showing you what happens when you try making your own bucket. Okay, so our bucket was digital service design. So this is a real conversation you're going to see in a minute, and it took place between our lead service designer Paul Sims and a mate of his in a pub in London. So this is how it goes. You try and do something that's not an agency. Hi, Paul. So what are you doing these days? I design services. What? You mean like toilets? No. Things like that you use but you don't actually own. Oh, I see, like motorway services. That's the Autobahn. See, that's the only word I do know in German. No, like how you use your online banking or buy train tickets or what your gas provider says on the phone when they fucked up. It's 3/4 of the economy. They have touch points. And at this stage, you get, oh, okay, I didn't want your fucking life story. So there you go. That's, you try and do your own bucket, that's what happens. So this is our bucket. It took us 4 years to write those 7 words. So don't tell our clients. They think we're really quick. I was thinking, perhaps this talk should actually really be called The Future of the Thing Formerly Known as the Agency, known as Digital in a Post-Agency World. But hold that thought, because I'm going to first of all hit you with a very quick round of facts about Made by Many. So we were founded in 2007 on our credit cards, just the 4 of us. We'd worked with each other for a long time, hence the Lost Tribes. From the boring wing of digital, that's the wing of digital that's not about glamorous awards and flash websites. It was about making really dull applications for financial services clients and media clients, and actually for startups on the whole. And we did that for 10 or 11 years, and Made by Many is really a collection of teams who did that before, who didn't work in marketing. So we didn't have to reprogram people from a marketing mindset into a building products and services mindset. They were untouched to start with. They were clean skins. We have a culture very much of loving the internet and hating landfill marketing. That's absolutely useless stuff that's trying to make you buy stuff you don't even want. We don't do any marketing. None of us have ever done even a banner ad. We want to have fun and exploit, creative disruption. We love that. That's what startups do. They exist to exploit conditions of extreme uncertainty and create disruptive models. And that's what we find exciting about the internet. I think it's a real shame that people found the internet, they discovered it, and then they decided to use it to do fucking advertising, which is, something that's been going on since the Mad Men days. It seems like a kind of crashing kind of failure of the imagination in my book. But anyway, so we were very excited. I shouldn't slag advertising off too much, because BBH gave us our first office. We were inside their office for 3 years in London, during which time we drank about £1 million worth of cappuccinos. And, very generous of them. We learned a lot from them. Most of all, we learned that we were not like them, and so we moved out. We're now 30 people in London. We do everything in-house. So we have, much like Martin, we have, in fact, several of the guys. We have our own core team, and that includes right the way through from developers, designers, interaction designers, service designers, back end, front end, all that kind of stuff. And then we bring people in. And we were talking earlier on about how many really talented people here actually don't want a full-time job anymore. They want to go snowboarding for half the year or surfing or whatever it is, and that's fine. So we try and make that possible as well. You know, I'd like to do that too, but unfortunately I run the company. So fundamentally, the thing that binds us all together is the fact that we really love making stuff, and we've taken the idea of making stuff to mean all sorts of stuff. We think you can actually do strategy by making stuff, and that's a very important part of what we do. If you think about it, that's what a lot of startups are doing. They have a business idea, it's a business strategy, they want to prove it, they build a prototype, they very quickly iterate, and by making stuff, they develop an emergent model that actually becomes something that makes sense and disrupts the marketplace. So we thought, you know, why is it that startups can do that? They can do that with like 3 or 4 people and actually make stuff that people really want to use. And agencies that have 500 people and very expensive offices, and you know, and all these glittering, lovely-looking people, they don't seem to be able to make anything that people want to use more than once. So we decided to try and steal a lot of the stuff that makes startups able to do that, the successful ones anyway. And whoa, that was good, wasn't it? So one of the things we do most is this is a very lean approach to making products. We like to get a proposition out there. Sometimes it's just a sketch. Test it with people, learn, validate our assumptions about what works, what doesn't work, and then iterate very quickly into a new model. And that might just be another sketch, or it might be a clickable prototype. It might be just a presentation deck. It might be an HTML deck. I don't know. But you know, the point is to get around that circle as quickly as you possibly can. And if you can do this, if you can get to the making, testing, and learning at the same speed, that's coding, designing, testing it with real customers, getting that feedback, getting data, all that iterating, get that doing at the same speed, then you can literally steer a new product or a service towards something that people really will want to use at scale. So that's what we're trying to provide our clients with. I don't really know what this means. I was watching Battlestar Galactica, and you'll remember the Eye of Jupiter. Maybe not. Anyway, so that we want to try and embrace the change, and I suppose another important part of what we do, I'm going to pick one thing out of this, it's this idea of being radically open with our network, and we very much feel like we're part of a network. That's what kind of Made by Many kind of means that. So we're doing things in the open, we're sharing our processes, we're not trying to keep it all inside, you know, build a castle around it, not let anyone know about our proprietary techniques. We often, you know, blog and share all of the stuff we're doing, and I think that makes us better. I'm not sure what's happened there. Oh, well. Never mind. Something's fallen off there. I think it's agile. So this is another really important thing. We steal nearly everything that makes up our philosophy from other people. So from you know, startups, the lean startup movement, we've stolen a whole bunch of techniques, visual thinking techniques, agile we've been doing since, you know, 2004, and service design. We sort of mix them all up. We've got a big palette of things, and we make a new process for every single project that we work on. We basically work always somewhere inside this triangle, and as you can see, that kind of brings together the idea of creating a business model, improving it, and then being able to design something that makes sense to people that they want to use, that kind of executes that business model, and then actually, you know, makes it something they can use on the web or on a mobile or across all platforms. So somewhere in the middle of that triangle, I just want to do that, show that I didn't just do circles. So yeah, that's just another way of saying it. Business strategy, engineering, and design in the same package. And I think that's not something people understood a few years ago, but I think Apple really did change the game and have made people understand what applications have done this, and the iPhone have done this, that, you know, there's this whole world of service that you can use one device to access. And, you know, you need to bring all these things together in one place to be able to do that quickly. So yeah, I won't dwell on that, but that's pretty obvious. And the important thing is that everything we do make, it lives outside the campaign lifecycle. So we never ever do campaigns. What we're trying to do is build things that have lasting value for people, probably because they have some utility in them. They make it easier for people to do their jobs, or, you know, they get some kind of benefit from it. We always think about the user value. We're very human-centered and user-driven in that sense. Blah, blah. So, you know, we think there's a shift from dumb kind of unconnected products to connected products where service experiences and interaction are really the important thing. That's obvious. This one is a bit more tricky to explain very quickly, but I'll try. So even a can of beans in a store could be a gateway to a bunch of services that exist around that beans, if that makes sense. Rather than just a Facebook page where you like something, what about trying to think about a service layer on top of the physical product that you can access through the physical product, a service layer of digital that sits on top? The important thing is that services are co-created. They're complex. They live across lots of different platforms. And that's why we involve customers throughout the entire process. And if you think you've got a good idea, the best thing you can do is put it in front of customers on day one of having that idea, and they will tell you if it's shit. And then you can have another idea. And it's much better to learn on day one that your idea is shit than 3 months down the line when you've invested lots of time and money in it. So that's basically the principle there. Here are some things we've done. They're very quick, no videos. Skype in the classroom, we built a service layer on top of Skype's existing service that connects teachers. Really simple. It just helps them find each other and collaborate. We're making new releases of that every single month. Skype's chief exec has given us the job of scaling that up to 1 million people, 1 million connected classrooms. Burberry's After the Trench, a real transformational job within the luxury fashion market. Basically turned... I suppose this is the most like advertising that we'll ever do. I don't think we'll ever do anything like that again either. Burberry, not a terribly agile company, more of a creative dictatorship. But you know, this is basically a huge ad made up of people, you know, showing off in their, you know, beautiful people wearing their coats, and it worked very well. So we reinvented a news channel recently. Just go and have a look at that. I can't explain it. Oh yeah. Well, look, there we go. Oh yeah, and our own products. Yes. Download this. We made it. So we're all making our own products as well. I think that's a very interesting area. I'm sure we're going to talk about that. I'll hand over.
Thank you.